Hi, my name is Wayne Nicholson. I'm a graduate of Gallaudet University, and I was actually there during the student protests of 2006. Many people around me were like, "You were at Gallaudet during the protest in 2006?" And he's like, "Yeah, so?" Many people didn't think that that would touch them, that it was just at Gallaudet, it couldn't happen to them. But then they soon realized that if it can happen at Gallaudet, it can happen to me. It can impact the whole world. Historically, people in the hearing community and even at the deaf schools have looked to Gallaudet University for the acceptance of sign language. They look towards Gallaudet to know that its signing is alright, ASL is okay. They looked at Gallaudet to learn that signing was the best way for students who are deaf to learn English, to develop as people. They looked to Gallaudet because Gallaudet set the standards for American Sign Language as a viable language, as a way for students who are deaf to learn and to grow and blossom. Through poetry, storytelling, education, everybody looked towards Gallaudet, Thomas Gallaudet, for the acceptance and to know that what they were doing was all right. It's okay. For a long time, people were pushing away sign language wasn't a language, pushing away the deaf culture, getting rid of the deaf community as a way to educate these students. But by looking towards Gallaudet and Thomas Gallaudet, they realized that there was nothing wrong with what they were doing. There was nothing wrong with sign language. There was nothing wrong with the deaf community. Thomas Gallaudet said it was okay. That was the main point. Get involved in the deaf community, get involved in the deaf culture, learn to sign. That's the most anything anyone in the deaf community can do to just just get involved. Thomas Gallaudet was the historical leader of that. People come from all over the world. Well, not necessarily come from all over the world, but people all over the world that are deaf, they learn to get involved. They learn that signing is okay. They come to Gallaudet and they realize that there's nothing wrong with what they've learned. I'm sure many of you have grown up learning that signing, you can't, not to sign, not to get involved in the community, not to get involved in the culture, and you're kind of forbidden to do it, but you're sharing the same experience with the people in the deaf community all over the world. It's a shared experience. You're not alone. That's why everybody looked towards Gallaudet, to see that, yes, they're sharing this experience where they're not allowed to sign, but Gallaudet was saying it was okay, so it must be okay. As a group whole, everybody learned it was to accept that sign language was actually alright. So, let me get this piece of paper for you. Hang on, there's a picture right here I wanted to show you. It's a picture of a man and a girl, and I'm going to pass it around. Don't worry, just take a look at it for now, and I'll pass it around. Okay, in the picture, if you look at it, you'll find the statue inside the gates of Gallaudet University. As soon as you enter through the gates, take an immediate left, and right there on the grass there's a statue of Thomas Gallaudet and a little girl named Alice. In the statue, Alice is looking up at Gallaudet, kind of in shock, or kind of in awe, and Gallaudet's looking down on her, kind of suggesting that it's okay to sign, giving her the permission to sign, and she's kind of in awe. It was like Alice finally realized that she found her place in the world, that she can be accepted. All her life she was guarded and prevented, from signing and using her language. She grew up with nothing, with no language, and finally Gallaudet was telling her that you're okay, you can do this, you can be anything you want to be, it's alright, the blindfolds are taken off, and you're free to finally learn a language. Finally be yourself. Wow, that's just an impactful image. The president of Gallaudet now, everybody wanted to get rid of her. That's what was going on with the protests in 2006, because she wasn't really the ideal of Gallaudet. She wanted, she was very oral, she didn't really know the language, she wasn't really involved in the culture. Everybody was really upset. Nobody wanted to look towards Gallaudet as the ideal anymore. It wasn't what we wanted people to know our school as. So we wanted to get rid of her. So it's important to know, and I'm going to keep repeating it again and again. The deaf have rights. Deaf people have rights to language. Deaf people have rights to culture. Deaf people have rights to the community. That's what Thomas Gallaudet has been saying for all of these years, and had been saying until he passed away. The deaf people in this community have rights. Thank you.